Hey y'all, so I'm sorry I've been MIA all week. I just haven't been feeling the best. Been feeling very drained, and I cannot sit in front of my lights and cameras. So I do still want to get content out because I have the content for y'all, and it's almost the 10th of the month. Um, so here we are. This video is probably going to be audio only. I'm going to go through love, sex, pain, and talk a little bit about Venus. And then after I record this video, I'm going to upload a video um, with July astrology and reading. There's a lot going on in July for astrology. There's a lot going on in August for astrology. We're getting deeper into the thick of retrograde season, so I probably will do a retrograde reality check reading for you guys. But let's go ahead and get into this love, sex, pain. So Venus is currently in Gemini and will be in Gemini until the 17th of July, which at that point Venus will be moving to Cancer, and I'll come and talk to you guys more about Venus in Cancer when we get there. But with Venus in with Venus in Gemini, our primary focus is definitely mental stimulation, mental intimacy, and intellectual connections. Yeah, it's cute if we have attraction to someone. Yes, it's cute if we have a crush. But more than anything, we want somebody we can learn from. We want somebody we can build with. And we want somebody we can go deep with on a mental level. And so you're going to find that surface level conversations, communications, interactions are just not going to do it for you. With this Venus and Gemini energy, you're going to need a little bit more brought to the table. Also, this energy of like adventure, curiosity, and exploration is going to be heightened. So try new things. Go out on dates that you normally wouldn't go out on. Talk to some people that you normally wouldn't talk to. Maybe try some new things. Also, when it comes to sex, and think outside of the box. Those things are definitely going to be beneficial for you. Another thing with Venus being in Gemini, communications and relationships are a little bit stronger, although the focus is more scattered. Um, as long as both parties are willing to openly communicate, those communications would go quite smoothly, especially in love. Um, as far as Venus and Gemini, I think that's all I want to mention for now. Let's go ahead and get into these love, sex, pain readings. I'm going to start first with fire signs. That's going to be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. All right. So, fire signs. I feel like when it comes to love, you guys are in a good space. You are open to love. You're open to taking action. You're welcoming new beginnings. If you're already in a relationship, you're probably feeling more in love than you have been, and more settled. And like ready to take an emotional stand. You also been a little bit more emotionally vulnerable and open, which is good. I would say the pain that I'm sensing here is you kind of fear judgment. You don't want anyone looking at you too harshly or taking you the wrong way. You want to make sure that people authentically see you. But the thing is, you doubt yourself and you minimize yourself, and that can cause people not to really see you. Um, there's this energy of needing to make decisions and figure out how far you want to take things without being self-deceptive or overwhelmed. And I think that is another way that the pain is tying in. When it comes to sex, I feel like you guys need to dominate. Like, you just need to have a really good sex session where you feel like you're totally in control. You dominated the person whether that means you tying them up and pulling out some whips and chains, whether that means you getting on top, whether that means you just completely forcing someone into submission by pleasing them. um, whatever that means for you, I would say engage and indulge in that. Okay, that is for our fire signs. Let me go ahead and move on to water signs. The Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. All right, so water signs. I feel like when it comes to love, you guys want something stable. You're tired of being in your head, trying to figure everything out and hold things down on your own. You really want like a beneficial partnership. And if you don't have that, I do feel like it's coming within the next couple of months for you. But if you're already in a partnership that feels like it's not equally yoked, get out. If your partnership does feel equally yoked, start acting like it. Don't be a brat. Show more gratitude, surrender, and submit a little bit more, okay? Don't be stubborn. When it comes to the pain aspect of things, I feel like you always feel like you have to be the one to take care of everybody, and you just simply want to be taken care of. But you don't really trust anybody to take care of you. And that's like where the pain comes in. You really need to focus on shifting your perspective and being vulnerable when it's not convenient for you. Because sometimes y'all be vulnerable for the sake of emotional manipulation, and this is not giving that, okay? When it comes to sex, you just need some good sex, like a good sex session with somebody who you're comfortable with. Your bodies always agree, like you know that it's gonna be good, and you feel at home when you're with them. Like that's what you need. You just need some good, comforting, passionate love making. And if you're not in love with the person, then it could just be sex, but it needs to be passionate. Like it's not giving a wham bam thank you ma'am type of energy. It's giving let me do you all night and then in the early morning type of energy. Okay, so I would recommend leaning into that, honey. All right, let's go ahead and move on to earth signs. Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. This message is for you. All right. So for earth signs, I feel like when it comes to love, you guys are just trying to find your balance. You're trying to find your footing. You're trying to relax and get some security in love. Not like water signs that you want somebody to take care of you, but you just want somebody really to just help you balance yourself back out. And that there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like you are ready for new beginnings in love. You want to start on a new page in your relationship. If you're already in a relationship, you want to have new experiences. If you're single, you might be ready to step into a new relationship, which is good. I feel like the painful aspects of things is you guys are scared to be vulnerable, but then you want to be greedy. And you have a fear of asking for what you need because you feel like nobody's going to actually show up and give it to you. But then you punish yourself because you try to put everything on your own plate and you don't set up proper boundaries, and it's like you get overwhelmed and then you always get the short end of the stick, and it's like you're choosing that. How are you choosing that? Well, because you keep putting everything and everybody else before what you need and what you want, and you're too afraid to put yourself out there and show enough vulnerability that people can take themselves out of you being the nurturer all the time. Like that's the pain, and it kind of aligns with water signs, but the difference is for earth signs, it's feeling masochistic. Like it's feeling like you guys do this as a punishment to yourself, and you think it's going to help change your ideals or shift your perspective and open you up to emotional new beginnings, but it really just forces you to be detached and cold and go through the same emotional patterns and habits. And ain't nobody got time for that. Okay? Ain't nobody got time for that. When it comes to sex, I feel like earth signs, you guys need to get back to sensuality, seduction, and play. You need to have like an experience that's very mentally stimulating, that is really emotionally grounding, and that's very physically exciting and passionate. You need to have like a healing sexual encounter. Um, so, whatever that means for you, go for it. But it needs to be an intention of healing through this encounter. That's very important. Also, don't be afraid to take a little bit of control in this encounter, even though it is supposed to be a healing encounter, because it seems like your confidence, your drive, your beauty are going to be a huge asset to this particular sexual experience, and also the level of healing that you experience within this situation. Okay, so that is for earth signs. Now we're going to go ahead and finish up with air, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. All right, so for air signs, I feel like in love, you guys are just tired of being disappointed, and you're frustrated with situations being on and off, back and forth, up and down. You want something stable, you want something secure, and that's fair, okay? I feel like the painful aspect though is you're not seeing the reflection. You're not seeing that sometimes things are not stable, consistent, or secure because of you. You're not taking the time to take care of yourself, and you are taking a lot of things personally, doing a lot of internal instigation, and it's putting you into a state of anxiety and panic. You really need to focus on moving forward from the heart and clarifying your intentions as it relates to love so that you can have the most authentic experience, okay? And I feel like the pain of it is you don't see yourself and you just keep panicking and isolating instead of dealing with the ways in which you are the problem, okay? You need a fresh perspective. When it comes to sex, I feel like I almost feel like you guys need to have like some type of outdoor sexual encounter. I don't know why this message is coming to me this way, but I feel like you need to have sex with someone who you're already comfortable with. Doesn't need to be a new person. Someone you feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable and open with, but it needs to be outside. I feel like the wind and the sun need to be involved in this encounter. So don't get arrested for indecent exposure, but figure out a way to set yourself free and let that happen. I really think it'll be quite healing and soothing for you air signs, okay? That about wraps it up for these love, sex, pain messages. I love you guys. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers, to all of you who have been here with me, supporting me in the trenches. I do appreciate you guys. And I will see y'all next time.